Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up, everybody? We in the place to be. Coach Me Coach podcast with your boy Coach Hayes on the Coach Hayes Football YouTube channel, as well as Facebook and Twitter, aka X. Talk to us, man. Apologize a little bit late. I had to go in the back and wrestle an alligator. He's back there messing with a coyote, so I had to straighten that thing out a little bit and get it going. So I got it going. We ready to rock and roll. We got a lot to talk about, a little bit of time to do it. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button as well as notification bell as you come on in. Also, let two people know about the channel. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these subscribers up. Let's get it going. We on the road to 100,000 subscribers. We're trying to get a plaque so I can put it right. I'm going to put it on a chain around my neck. How about that? I'll get my plaque. We're going to put on a chain around the neck and everybody get it celebrated. But anyway, man, let's get into this deal, man. We got, like I said, a lot to talk about. As you see right here, we got our topics up here of today. We got Coach Charles Huff of Memphis talking about no rap at the stuff, and I got videos and all that. I got my opinion. We got Lane Kiffin and Lil Boosie going viral. We're going to talk about that. And Jordan Seaton says it means more at LSU, as well as the Going Too Far segment. So, and I got a guest coming on as well. About to become a regular around here, man. We're going to find out, man. We're going to find out here in a minute. But let's get this thing going. Let's talk about it. First, before I talk about Coach Charles Huff, I got a video here I'll play for you guys. I want y'all to go ahead and get the opportunity to see it and hear what he has to say. And then we'll go from there. And I'll kind of talk about his comments, what it means from a coaching perspective. I'll just go from there. I'll go from there. Let me just play this, and then we'll go ahead and rock and roll. All right, here we go.
I mean, when the Navy SEALs get ready to go do a mission, they not listening to Lil Baby. When they training to go to war, which we're training to go to war, they ain't listening to NBA Youngboy. So Coach Saban trained us like that. We should be focused on what it takes to execute the next play, not who's on the ox, who's pressing play. I've never seen the military get ready to go on a crucial war mission with NBA Youngboy playing in their heads or in the background. I tell the guys all the time, if I got to play music to get you to play the game you love at a high level, we've got the wrong guys. To me, this is a business, and we got a job to do at a really high level. Where these guys are trying to go individually, you ain't got a lot of time to be out there dancing and all that stuff, in my opinion. No disrespect to the teams that do that. That's their prerogative. But, you know, we're on a mission. And when we hit the field, it's business. We only get 15 opportunities. And if a guy's got time to dance and sing a song and all that stuff, then we ain't moving at a good enough tempo in practice. So we are focused on what do I need to do to execute the next play. When the ball snaps in the game and it's 50,000 people yelling, NBA Youngboy ain't playing. We need to try to replicate game-like situations. Everything we do in practice is replicated in a game. That's why we tuck our shirts in. That's why we run through the lines. That's why we, go with fast tempo. Why would you do something in practice that you're not going to do in the game? I've never heard NBA Youngboy or Lil Baby playing on third down. All I've heard is the fans yelling, and I should be zoned in on my task. So we try to do that by giving them the focus and intensity in practice to focus on what matters. Just never been that guy.
Well, Coach Huff, I agree and I disagree. Here's what I'll say to Coach. First of all, he's a little old school because he said the ox cord. I ain't seen an ox cord in about 10 years. First of all, right? That's first of all, Coach. So you're a little old school right there. That's first of all. Second of all, I can agree. I've heard some practices and I've been in some practices where people play music during practice, during inside run, during 7-on-7, during perimeter, during individual. And I am with him with that. Now, if you want to implement crowd noise, I understand. But when they're coming out, warming up, loosening up, I don't have a problem with that. Now, I can't say what he was speaking of, whether he was talking about kind of like pre-practice or he was talking about at practice. But I do agree with that part. Because people's attention will get caught up on those type of things. And I understand instruction is important. You only have 15 practices. You're trying to put a lot in a little bit of time, and you don't want that one lyric to catch that cat off guard. It's his favorite part of the song. And he start, boy, I lay you down. And that's in his mind, and he misses the very important check call that needs to be made. So I agree with that portion. However, I disagree if he's speaking of pre-practice. Man, these cats got to get it. And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know if he spoke to Navy SEALs or whatever, and I haven't, but I know a guy that's on the SWAT team. I know guys that have getting ready to go on missions. In that process of getting there, whatever it takes you to get in your zone, so be it. So be it. You know what I mean? Some people like peace and quiet. Some people want noise. Some people like country songs. Some people listen to R&B. I've interviewed quite a few players. Man, what do you listen to prior to the game getting your mind right? Coach, I listen to Whitney Houston. What? Shock the world out you. So I get that part when it comes to that. I disagree if you're trying to take that piece away. You have to understand, man, times are changing. Things are different. People are different. I remember when I was at FIU, Coach Ron Turner, shout out to Ron Turner, was the coach at the time, and he loved country music. And he would play a lot of that. And the players were like, God dang, coach, we in Miami, man. So he made a compromise, and he said, we'll play 3 rap songs, and the 4th one got to be a country song, right? And we did that for pre-warm-ups. You know what I mean? Now, what I will say to him, on 3rd down, prior to the snap, you will hear some music playing. If you've been to a college football game, you're gonna hear some Trick Daddy at the Hurricanes. You go to LSU, they're gonna set it off with Boosie. I don't know about Memphis. I don't know what y'all got going over there at the Memphis Tigers. But these big time programs, they got music and they're playing music. And they're definitely getting into it. So Coach Huff, to his point, like I said, I agree and I disagree on those parts just because, like I said, at the end of the day, these players find different ways to get excited, to get hyped up and everything else. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, with that being said, that's just kind of what it is in here. And you'll be surprised what it does. It gets guys motivated. Some people need that kind of stuff. And he says, if I need music to get motivated, yeah, I hear that. I hear that. But we all got different things we do. You know what I mean? Everybody has a different way of doing it. And music is, how do I say it? Music is, everybody can understand music. I can put it that way, right? And so that's just kind of what it is. Imagine going to a football game and never hear music playing, whether it's halftime, whether it's between the quarters, whatever the case may be. Come on, coach. Tighten up. Tighten up. Second part right here. Lane Kiffin and Lil Boosie go viral in this moment. And I know this might be a little bit older, but I want to tie this into the Jordan Seaton comments because I'm going to talk about these things right here. Let me give him some love. For matter of fact, I got a clip right here. Shout out to Big Dog Chico. I didn't even realize it was his clip. Shout out to Big Dog Chico, man. I'm gonna use your clip, man. Don't be around here copyright me, bro. I was just playing.
You like the idea?
Anyway, check this out. This little Boosie bringing Lane Kiffin out to a concert in Baton Rouge. Now they had the nerve to say, why in the world is Lane Kiffin? He too old to come out there looking like John Cena. Why they try Lane Kiffin like that, bro? They say he too old to come out there looking like John Cena. Well, y'all know Lane Kiffin is a troll and he does certain things. Again, he ain't looking too excited right there to come out. However, I think he'll play his part. You know, he's getting at the LSU. They listen to Boosie right there from New Orleans, Louisiana. I don't know if he's from Baton Rouge or whatever. I know he's from Louisiana. But like I said, that's what it is. And a lot of people have brought this up in the question because we got to give Prime his credit now. Coach Prime in Colorado, I'm not saying this is the same, but similar. Not the same, but similar. Right? We talked about artists, including myself. Got to put my hand in the sky. You know, being too celebrity. Now, this is not at a football game. This is not prior to the event. This is maybe some promo or hypeness or whatever the case may be. So I can kind of understand that. I mean, these coaches do different things for different reasons. But Lane Kiffin is a guy that likes to be in the media. He likes to be on Twitter. He likes to be, you know, trolling and all that kind of stuff. And so it's interesting at LSU. Are they with it? Are they not? I think as long as they win it, they won't have a problem with it. The owner says, yeah, Pete Carroll was doing all this at USC. Listen, USC was a celebrity fest, boy. Was a celebrity fest. Everybody and mama was on the sideline. Shock say Lane. That's funny. All right. Oh, we say Boosie from Baton Rouge. Okay. All right. So I guess he was doing a concert there and he was setting it off. He said them YNs, hey, Crane said them YNs don't want to hear no hits via USA. My girl, talking about, man, nobody hear all that. But anyway, we in the building in that regard. Now, Jordan Seaton had some comments. You all know that Jordan Seaton, one of the top offensive line prospects coming out of IMG, goes to LSU now, but went to Colorado with Coach Prime, stayed there, and has now transferred to LSU. I'm trying to pull up here's the comment here. So here's some of the comments that he had, and I just want y'all points on it. Like I said, I'll ask my guest about it when he comes up. Make it full screen. I don't know if I can make it full screen, but anyway, we're gonna rock with it. We're gonna see what it is. Here we go. Calm down. I'm getting you there. All right, here we go.
Come to LSU from Colorado. Can you kind of take us back? Because it was quite a courtship, and Coach Kiffin, I think, came out to see you. How did that all go down?
Yeah, my decision to come here was just based off it just means more, you know. Coach uses that quote, it's just different here, and I really believe that. Being here is really just different from how we train to how we work, and the word extra around here. Everybody, we're big on extra because just doing what's required is not enough.
Your decision
Now, a lot of people gave Jordan Seaton a lot of flack. I personally don't see what he said wrong. He said different. He didn't say better, right? He said it's different. Now, different doesn't mean always better, but it could. He said we do the extra. Now, he had some more comments he said in there about coaching and so forth. But there are other players that have come out. I think Coach Ryan Staub, the backup quarterback, has come out. One of the D linemen that came out and said certain things. However, I mean, that's their opinion. I'm also say this. What are they supposed to say, y'all? What are they supposed to say? You know, a lot of these cats are not always media trained as well. They're young. They're being honest. They're just being honest. I don't think they're saying it with a hateful bone in their body. They're just saying it's different. They're getting pushed different. Things look different. And whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that he's hating on Coach Prime. I think he respects Coach Prime. But I think he wanted to do and see something different. What that is, I don't know. I'm not getting into all the money and all that. However, this is very interesting, right? And I think as you listen to Jordan Seaton, I think he's just speaking what he feels. Again, different doesn't mean better. I don't think he threw Coach Prime under the bus and what they do at Colorado. Y'all, trust me, feel free. You can call in. You can talk about it. We'll chop it up, as well as we're not going to be on here that long because we're going to transition from here into the Discord. So if you guys want to jump on the Discord after that, you're more than welcome to come, a.k.a. the locker room, we call it. We'll go in there. We're going to chop it up and have like kind of after the party, it's the after party, and after the party, it's the hotel lobby. Then y'all look, come on, man, don't play with Coach Huff. Turn the music on, man. Let the boys get loose back here. But anyway, I just feel like I just think he was a young man just telling his truth, right? And I know he said some things that it's about working, doing the extra, this, that, and the other, and that's the culture that he's in right now. I want to put this up as well just to show you guys. I'm probably gonna get copyright out the wazoo off of all this stuff. I wanted to put this up too just to show y'all Coach Huff. When you talk about music playing for Navy SEALs, well, here you go. This is in LSU. Shout out to LSU on the Boosie tip. Hey, that's 100,000 people talking about set it off, bro. Hey, Coach Huff, I don't know what you talking about, but y'all done played it. I know when you were at Alabama as a running back coach, y'all played at LSU and they tried to set it off. Now, I don't mean, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Now, I will say this. I got to give my HBCU some love around here. You know, LSU kind of culture vulture that cameo song Out the Side of Your Neck where they talk about a tiger's I'll leave that there. But like I said, man, I don't have a problem with it. And that's what makes college football, right? Unlike the pros, the traditions, the things that happen, you know, the fan bases, 100,000 seat stadium. Is there a 100,000 seat NFL stadium? I don't even know if there's a 100,000 seat NFL stadium. Somebody let me know. I don't think so. If it is, it's rare, it's very new. Very new. You know what I mean? So overall, as we talk about this, you said the Cowboys. Okay, yeah, with Jerry's world, he might have put 100. Jerry might have put a hundo in there. Jerry definitely got a screen that's probably 100 yards long. So, yeah, most definitely. But anyhow, long story short, as I look at this, there's a lot of comparison. A lot of people comparing what Lane Kiffin has done, comparing that to Prime, especially getting a Jordan Seaton over there. You know, the whole Colorado nation is, you know, I think they kind of upset. I don't know if they are, but everything I've seen, they kind of upset with Jordan Seaton, what he's saying, and Benedict Arnold, and you turn. I don't see it that way. I just see a young man that's saying, hey, I want to get the bang for my buck right now. I'm ready to go to the league, and I want to do it at a particular level. And that's just it right now. And I understand that, right? I understand that. Everybody has to do what they feel that's best for them and their family. So, like I said, with that being said, you got to do what you got to do. Right now, oh my God, hold up. My bad. I got all type of stuff playing. Y'all can say Lane stop being a culture vulture. We're going to get Shaka on here too, man. Bishop in the building. Let me do a quick roll call before I get to my Going Too Far segment. I thought I had my Going Too Far segment set up. Where is that? Oh, Lord. Oh, how could I miss this? I definitely going to get copyright for this one. My guy know a little bit of basketball that's about to come on here. But my Going Too Far segment. For all of my basketball March Madness watchers, if you ain't see this then, but I don't know what you want. And I don't even watch basketball, but I saw this. I don't know if it's going too far, but damn it, it's a great moment. Y'all let me know. UConn, Duke. Duke is up by 2. UConn, number 2 in the country. Check it out.
Get it into Boozer, back for Sarr, ahead, Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds, Mullins tosses it up. Oh! Get it into Boozer, back for Sarr, ahead, Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds, Mullins tosses it up. Oh!
That boy hit that from the Nigerian 3. Listen, here go the funny thing. If you look at this play, look at the inbound. There is nobody back court back here with these 2 players. If he just got it over their head, it's ball game. It's ball game. You talk about selling out for the W. Look at this. Oh, my God, bro. And then that's one. I need somebody to find out if that's a travel. I don't think so because the way they travel now. But then look what my man hit this from the S in March Madness, bro. Oh!
In the Boozer, back for Sarr, ahead, Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds, Mullins tosses it up. Oh! Get it in the Boozer.
And hey, great point. Great point right here. Anything? It was no need to even try to pass it. Oh, that's tough. Somebody said he traveled. I don't know. I'm gonna ask. I'm not sure. Coach Kev says more players will come out. Just wait. Ish went downhill after the effing fashion show. But y'all tough over here, boy. Miss Louetta Wilson, what's up? How you doing? We can't wait to get the Wilson report back going. Oh my God. Anyway, without further ado, I'm all jacked up. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring my man on in the building, man. Like I said, been here on the show before, but he definitely been working with us, been a part of this deal for a long time. Oh, let me real quick. He said he was trying to keep them from fouling. He's a freshman, just made a bad mistake. Yeah. Shots. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Anyway, let me do this without further ado. Let me go ahead and bring my mans on in the building. Y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all clap it up. For Janelle from DC. Did I add him to the stage? Okay, let me see if I can get him to the stage. Coach trying to learn this. Mel, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Coach Hayes? What's going on, man?
Man, last time I saw you, man, you got a whole setup, bro. You got a mic, you got headphones.
I had this last time. I just, we got on, the call kind of quick. So, I had to, do my just due for you, player.
I appreciate it, man. Real quick before we get started, I want to kind of go down this list. Real quick, LV in the building to say hi. That's the producer. Do me a favor if you don't mind, LV. Can you throw the Discord link in the chat? I want everybody to try to jump in there. We're going to do kind of the after party after this over there in the Discord as well. We're not going to stay on here too long. We'll try to do about an hour and a half, I promise. I got a time and everything going. All right, then we'll jump over there for the after party. But appreciate you, LV. Real quick, Amanda, how you doing? Long time no see. All right. Coach Huff, what's your thoughts about the music, playing music and again, I don't know if he was pertaining to practice time where you're involved in drills and so forth, or he was talking about pre-practice, or just not at all. What's your thoughts on
it? This is first year there? What is it? You know that answer by any chance?
Yeah, he just got there. Yeah, remember he was a linebacker coach. He was a linebacker coach at the running back coach at Bama. Got the job at Marshall. Did a great job. They actually beat Notre Dame that year. Then he went to Southern Miss, left Southern Miss, now at Marshall.
All right, yeah. So he just, you know how it is, coach, sometimes, especially those older coaches, they come in and they try to, set the precedent and this is how we're going to do anything. They want to be real strict. So I think that's kind of what that's about, where you're just trying to, set the culture and decide, what his program is supposed to be like. I think it's nothing really more than that, because there's no way you think you're going to relate to kids if you're not going to let them listen to music. Like, that's just not, like, what kid is going to want to come play for you if you're that strict? So I think he's just trying to, put his foot down real quick and let people know he's here. I don't know if that's the perfect approach, but, I think that's all that's about, to be honest with you.
I mean, he tried to like give a little credence by saying, that's how Nick Saban taught us. I mean, but Nick Saban in a different boat, brother. He in a different boat.
That's somebody who's just trying to, say their credentials and stuff like that to let you know you should really listen to me. Yeah, I coached under Nick Saban and this. So he throw that Saban name out there. That's like somebody who in the neighborhood and like, oh, such and such my big brother, or I know such and such from over there. Yeah, whatever, bro. Nobody want to hear that. I don't care that Nick Saban told you that. What year did he coach under Nick Saban? What year was that? 2000 what?
I forgot. I could probably look it up. Let me see. I look it up real quick.
Was in the last.
But while I'm doing that,
if it wasn't in the last, let's say, 5 years of Nick Saban at Alabama, or at least when Lane Kiffin was there, who's to say Nick Saban has, the same philosophies? Because we saw Nick Saban, transform at Alabama. So Nick Saban could have said that in 2007, but by 2018, he could have, been listening to music. He might have been doing a Dougie in the locker room or something. I don't know. Times change.
Well,
man.
he coached there. He coached there as the assistant head coach and running back coach in 2019 and 20.
At Alabama?
Yeah.
Oh, then I don't know. I think he might just be a strict dude. He might, you know what? Now I think about it. Remember last year when Mario, I think it's after we lost to SMU, and then Mario had like one of those talk shows, and Mario pretty much said that he had been away from Miami for so long, and that he had kind of adopted these different philosophies that he forgot that Miami has fun. So he had to get back to that a little bit. As much as he was staying Mario, but he had to allow the players, to have a little bit more fun. Maybe this could be that where he was under Saban, this guy right here, and Saban could be so strict that, this guy's sticking to those ways. But unfortunately, you're not Nick Saban. So, I just don't know. It ain't a big deal, but if I'm a player and you that strict, I don't know if that's the school for me. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I understand what he's saying. I understand that you want to do things in the moment. You want to try and replicate things in a game situation as much as possible. And that's why I said I agree and disagree at the same time based on where he's talking about doing it. If he's talking about doing it during drills, I have to be honest. I've coached places and they played music during practice.
Yeah.
And for me as a coach, I'm distracted. Because one, they got it loud as hell, like it's screaming. You know what I'm saying? We about to set it off, and I'm trying to scream over the music to get the play. And for me, it's distracting, right? I don't mind the crowd noise because I'm kind of used to that. But then you catch that play in the back like this.
Okay, I understand that.
You want to go through his face mask because you may be, again, he may be looking at you, but he's singing the lyrics in his head. But when you talk about stretching, pre-practice, balls on air, that kind of stuff, I'm cool with that. But during practice, I can't because I need you to. No, it's no different than being in a calculus class playing NBA YoungBoy. If your child came home and said your math teacher was teaching, y'all had NBA YoungBoy playing the whole time, or Kodak by whoever, I don't care who it is.
I mean, Coach, I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but I went to a school before. Man, we was listening to everything, watching everything. We still love these teachers to death, but now we older. We like, there's no way in hell we was listening to that back in the day or watching that in class. So I get it.
No, but hold on. No, but watching it I'm talking about they up there really teaching calculus or algebra. You know what I'm saying? And you got that playing. Because people got to remember, football is a lesson. It's teaching. It's everybody talk about development. This is how you get developed. And at some point you got to focus. So I totally dig it. I get it. I understand.
Time and place.
It's a time and place. After practice, y'all chilling in the locker room, whatever. If that's what the team wants overall, as a coach, I step out the way. Y'all got it. You know what I mean?
It's like teaching, and it's time to get our X's and O's. You need everybody focused.
You got to be, because guess what? You'll miss that check. You know what I mean? You'll do this, that, and the other, and then, hey, check blue. We got to check blue right here. Blue, blue, blue. And you missed it. Because think about players miss it without music. So if I'm in the back and my soul, come on, boy, wipe me down. Well, I done missed the check. Wipe me down. But anyway, all good. Lane Kiffin and Boosie go viral. He brings them out. I don't think this would be a big moment. I just think it's a big comparison because we've seen and the reason I brought this up, because that's a little bit older than what Jordan Seaton said. But the reason I brought this up, because there's been a lot of comparison to what, it's okay when some people do it and it's a problem when I do it, right? Like that kind of thing. And I think this is a false comparison with the Lane Kiffin coming out with Boosie versus what they were doing in Colorado. It's just my opinion. It's different than game day. I mean, this is off-season concert. Coach got the new job. Maybe I'm looking at it different. Maybe I'm not. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on Kiffin and Boosie coming out and so forth?
In comparison to Colorado, like what you just said about Colorado, or just by itself?
Yeah, because there's been a lot of comparison, and I don't know if it's the same. I think it's similar, but it's not the same.
I think it's okay. I think Kiffin is up the prime tree in a tad bit of just like they're both, they have loud personality. So I can see both of them at like concert vibes and having that around their program to a degree. Now, what I'll say is different. To your point, we haven't saw Lane Kiffin do that during the season or have Boosie on the sidelines or Boosie in the locker room before the game, after the game. We haven't saw that. And I think that would kind of be the difference between the two. But, I mean, I think that's just, Lane Kiffin trying to galvanize Baton Rouge and all the fans in Louisiana, up and down like New Orleans and all of that, to let them know he's there. Because he was a big deal for them to get him. He was a big deal for them to get him. TV and jail.
You can't worry about that. This is just for the people, man.
Oh,
you don't even know who the people are. You probably even know who the people are. But that's funny.
I think that's all that is, Coach. I think he just want to let everybody know he's there, announce himself, and just be a part of the community. Because you got to think, they just had, they paid a lot for, I think their last coach was Les Miles, I think, and they paid a lot for him, and he was supposed to bring them a chip. Brian Kelly. He was supposed to bring him a chip, and he didn't. So they had to pay him and then pay Lane Kiffin all this money, and you can see all the money they dumped into their roster. So he literally has to let the community know that, hey, this is about to be something serious. So I think, him being at LSU, I think that fits his personality. The only other school, which you told me offline would make sense, that fits his personality a little bit is UM. Just from, and I'm not saying I want him at UM. I'm cool with who we at. But I'm just talking about from like his personality. His personality is either at like a LSU, a UM, or like a USC because it's in LA, which he was at USC. But we see how that ended. So what I think about it.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because you brought the roster and the money. I think I saw something about $40 million. You better do something.
Yeah.
They better set it off. That's all I can tell you. With as much money as they spent, Brian Kelly spent, as well as what Lane Kiffin is spending currently, or has spent, I guess, they better set that thing off. They got Sam Levitt over there from, I think, Arizona State. You got Jordan Seaton over there now.
They got Tusi. They got the first rapper to hit the transfer portal over there. Tusi.
Say again?
They got Tusi over there. First rapper to hit the transfer portal.
I didn't even bring him up. Listen, oh my God, I forgot about it. Tusi got some highlights already, man. I don't know who Tusi is. I know he's a rapper based on the story.
Yeah.
I don't know one of his songs. But let me tell you this, my man got a pass up in here, man. Hold on, let's see if I can pull it up right quick.
Yeah, he a rapper. Hey, the fan, like some people in my group chat was like, man, he need to put the football down, make another song. He need to get his heart broke again. Because he had like that kind of music. He was, for a couple years, he was kind of like, want to up and up. And then I don't know, it's like he make music here and there, but I really think he want to play sports. So he went to Syracuse and he was supposed to be at Syracuse and under Fran Brown. Something happened with Fran Brown. And then Fran Brown was pretty much, I don't know, it just ended ugly. Next thing you know, Tusi went online and made a statement. He called Fran Brown a clown and all of this stuff. Next thing you know, now he at LSU. So he the first rapper to hit the transfer portal.
All right, well, here's what I want to say. I'm gonna give him his credit here. So don't copyright me, brother. You're the first one that came up, so your video must be popping on TikTok here. Shout out to Highlight Reel ASMR. So I appreciate you.
That's the guy who committed.
It says Tusi first. That's who what?
No, she says that the guy who committed Syracuse. Yeah, that's him. He hit the portal and went
to LSU. That's the same guy. So let's add this to the stage right quick. This is shout out to this gentleman. I don't know what he's about to say, but this is Tusi number 80.
Look at him, bro. He's so little. Ooh, good move, sir. I gotta tell you, bro, the size difference.
Oh my God. See, when y'all see these rappers on TV, y'all don't realize how small a lot of these cats. That's him at number 89. Look at this.
Difference between him and the other guys is like, and you know, if you're like the smallest guy on the team, you got to be special, like really, really special. But I'll say this though, he looks the part. If you didn't know who that was and you just saw this picture, you wouldn't think he didn't belong there, right? But like, look, bro, these are the guys he's competing with for a spot. Look at that catch. What the fuck? You know what? Watching this, I'm proud. This nigga's really trying to make this happen. I don't know if he will. I hope he catches this ball though. I hope you catch this ball. Please lay out. You have to lay out for that.
Hey,
ball.
one more
You gotta
team
leave
yet.
your feet.
Go-
You gotta
go
get dirty.
get one more
That
team.
you need to dive for that ball. Cause look who's watching. Look who's watching right there. Look, that's Lane Kiffin right there in the white. Nigga, you lay out for that ball. Get dirty. The only thing that makes me a little skeptical about this whole thing is if you're gonna pull a roster up, he's the only guy with no like height and weight stats. Everybody else has their height and weight. He's out there running routes with the team. So I mean, they had to have taken his stats, right? I hope he plays in the spring game. Just a couple snaps. I hope he gets in. Just let him get a couple snaps in the spring game. I want to see it. Oh my god. Look at him, bro. He's so little.
Hey man,
shout out to what's his name? Tusi?
Yeah, Tusi.
So shout out to Tusi. Again, let's just let's just get some clarity. First of all, do you think it's a problem that Lane Kiffin let him on the team? Or an issue or a concern?
I say this. I don't think it's past Lane Kiffin. That's the only way I can answer that. Like, I don't think it's past. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I can see that.
All right. Here's my second question. I was watching some videos. People saying that he was like 25 or 26 years old.
He's 25.
And they say, man, let it go, blah, blah, blah. Right? Let it go. I have to be honest. If he want to go out there and do it, then do it. If a coach allows you to do it. See, the problem I have with a lot of things in life, people get mad at the person that's doing it and not mad at the people that's allowing it. Right? For example, I'll go back to the whole Jason Whitlock, Stephen A. Smith. He's mad at Stephen A. Smith because apparently he lied or whatever it was. And he's doing all this. But Jason Whitlock is not mad at the people at ESPN that gave him the platform. They put him on the stage. All I'm saying is sometimes we you know, you hate the player, but sometimes you gotta hate the game. That's all I'm saying. Or be a part of it. If this young man Tusi feel like he can go out there at 25 or 26 and somebody like Lane Kiffin or anybody will allow him to come on and play, go play. That don't mean he got to start or nothing else. And it don't mean he got a scholarship. He trying out. Apparently he made enough money he could go out there and pay his own tuition.
I mean, well, see, this is where I don't know how it's really going, because when Fran Brown had made his statement, Fran Brown pretty much said something about him being a walk-on. And then when Tusi went out and kind of went online and called Fran Brown a clown, he was like, you know, it was never a conversation about me being a walk-on. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean, right. Did they give him money? I don't know. The way he made it seem, you know. So,
and see, there's the problem, right? That becomes the issue, and that becomes a distraction. I have to tell you this: that becomes a distraction. That if I saw him do that with Fran Brown, he gonna come to LSU, and what if I cut him? Now what? He gonna badmouth me? I don't think Lane Kiffin cares. I don't think even Fran Brown cared. However,
he trying to go. Hey, Coach, he going crazy. And he spelled my name wrong, but it's all love. He going crazy. Hey, look. Hey, I wish I could say I jokes in the Discord. I got jokes for days. Just let me know. He gonna be in the Discord.
Hey, I try to stay out the comment section though, but somebody caught my eye, and I'm like, shooby dooby doo.
I love it.
That's funny. But anyway, that threw me off. I try to start the comment section, man, because the comment section will throw you off. But anyway, see, he done messed me up. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Alavisa, how you spell my name? Jamelle.
Oh my God.
Funny.
That boy rocking the ebony and ivories. Anyway, the black and white keys. Anyway, like I said, when it comes to these kind of players, I don't have an issue whatsoever, bro. Like, if you want to go out there and play, and because of who he is, it's a win-win for both, in my opinion. It's a win for the young man. He get opportunity. And for LSU, I guess if they need the publicity or whatever, then, whatever. I would say if I was him, and this is where people have to be realistic with themselves, I don't think he's a Division I football player. Hate to say it. I don't care about how long ago he played. But if your goal is to, he's terrible. Sorry. He's a grown man, so I can say he's terrible. I don't really talk about players, but that dude paying taxes, though. So he's terrible. Here's what I'll say. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I don't think he's at this level. What I believe is, see, if your goal is to play football and that's something you want to do and that's something you want to check off on your bucket list, great. Go do it maybe at a different level, right? Or do you want to just be Tusi to walk on? See, if I'm going to go through all this, then I might want to play, right? If I'm going through all this and just to say I was on the team, that's one. And I used to tell my players this. I've had some players that are Division I football players. Well, they were recruited to Division I. But I knew their talent level. They were projects. They were players that showed promise, but I didn't think they were really Division I Power 5 contributors. Mm-hmm. And they weren't. A lot of them transferred down, and they can still play right away. I understand taking that chance, but my thing is, especially in today, if I'm Tusi, go down there and light up a G5 or a D2 and then get picked from there. I'm just saying. I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
25-year-old bones, coach. He got 25-year-old bones. He ain't probably played football in like 8 years. That's not, you don't play with that like that.
But that's why I say go to a Division II. Maybe he's still in shape. Because you got cats like I Show Speed. You got cats that are very athletic. Now, I don't know if I Show Speed's a football player, but I will say that cat is hella athletic, bro. Him and Destroying. Shout out to both of them dudes. Now, that doesn't mean you're a ultimate football player, but just from an athletic standpoint, both of those cats are highly athletic gentlemen. Now, I don't know what that means. That don't mean you're a football player. But to do what you do, I mean, bro, I take my hat off to those cats, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Shout out to Tusi, man. And here go another one, coach, who's similar. Well, nah, because he actually played football. But you know, Malachi Tony, brother, on my team now.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know him. I don't know him quite well. Where did he was in college before? I'm saying he's straight out of high school, or is he from college?
Well, I think he went to 2 other schools before, like small schools. I never really heard of it, but he played some form of collegiate football, I believe. But yeah, apparently he's on the team.
Cool.
Mario.
I gotta see.
Ain't no distraction case right there. So Mario isn't going for nothing like that. So I think he probably he was on the team.
He's not a rapper, right?
He's not. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: Jordan Seaton. I know you're probably familiar with his story. Goes to LSU. A lot of people had already felt that he was going to transfer at some point, especially when he had his injuries going on at Colorado. A lot of people speculated that either he was hurt or he was just kind of holding out. They didn't have a great season last year. However, I still think he could have contributed, but he didn't. He was hurt. I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if he was or wasn't. However, he ends up transferring to LSU. What do you think about his comments and what he said in regards to they train different, they do things a little different there? He said he dropped some weight I want to say dropped about 15 or 16 pounds, something like that. And they train different, and it means more at LSU. That's kind of their mantra, their motto there. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't really think nothing too bad about it. I think he's just being honest. You know, you gotta remember he was I think he was number one offensive tackle, maybe number one lineman in the country. Miami wanted him, everybody in the country wanted him. He goes to Colorado. I think what he's realizing, you know, matter of fact, he might have realized this at Colorado, that he couldn't reach his potential there. So when he went to LSU, as you can see, I'm not gonna lie, he looked like he in shape. Like he looked like he had lost some weight, looking lean, strong. So I think he's just literally saying it's different. It's a different level. That's really all he's saying. It's a different level. That there's levels to this. That's pretty much what he's saying. And I don't think it being levels to this is necessarily disrespectful or a shot at Colorado. Sometimes the facts are the facts. It's levels to this. You know, at LSU, it's not about putting your at name on the back of your jerseys and trying to build this NIL thing. You play at those big schools and those big conferences, based on what you do on that field, the NIL will come. They don't need to, you know, do all this unnecessary stuff. So I think that's what he's just learning, like his levels. He probably was one of the best players at Colorado the second he stepped on that campus. LSU, the same, but you're going up against other NFL guys every single day. And if you don't, you know, if you BS, it's probably somebody behind you that can give you some go, or somebody behind you that could take some of your reps. At Colorado, he probably didn't have, I'm not gonna say probably, he didn't have that. So he's just pretty much saying there's levels to this thing. That's all I think he's saying, is levels. And I think the reporters ask certain questions a certain way for things to, you know, kind of go viral. That's how reporters make their money and all of that. So.
Of course. Listen, as they say, clicks and likes is all about business. You have to know how to navigate those waters today. And like to your point, you know, people ask questions, but a lot of people won't ask. But because it is Colorado, because he's coming from there, just like Ryan Staub. Ryan Staub probably won't even start at Tennessee. But what they gonna do? Ask him that question. They're gonna ask this person. I wanted to ask Sam Levitt, what is it like being here versus being at Arizona State? You see what I'm saying? Like, and what is Sam Levitt gonna say? That's different. I guarantee if you go watch Sam Levitt or whoever they ask, it's different. Because that's what happens when you're in a new situation. It's different. You break up with your old girlfriend, you get with a new one. What's different, man? It's different, man. Now, if your old girlfriend was just nuts, you be like, man, it's crazy than the mud. This right here, until you break up with her, you be like, she crazy than the mud. But that's just another story for another day. I'm just simply saying, I don't have an issue with what he said at all. I think there's some other players that said some things, and it is what it is. But here's what I will say. A program like LSU, they don't need the bump in marketing. They don't need the eyes on them. They already have the eyes, right? One thing I give Deion Sanders credit for, aka Coach Prime, credit for, he brought the eyes to Colorado, right? You got to just win, of course. Yeah, they won 9-3 that second year. But as Janet Jackson always said to us, Jamel, what have you done for me lately? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. I want people to understand this. And I always bring up LSU. Ed Ogeron won the national championship, and 2 years later, he was fired.
That's true. That is very true.
Nobody cares you won 9 games.
Very true.
We about to be 2 years removed from that. Think about this. You won 9 games, and at the end of the season, you could be fired just like Ed Ogeron. 2 years at the end of the, if you take it, he won the Natty when they went 9-3, right? That same amount of time. And then 2 years, you got to hit the road, Jack. It's over.
Hold on, Coach.
So again, but that's also the expectation of the program.
That's
right? And that's what people have to understand.
That's what
that's the expectation. Yeah. Right. That's the expectation of the program. Mm-hmm. Because it has not been to that level where, we were just talking about the other day on the show about Ryan Day. The man lost 1 game. They want him fired because of the expectation of the program. They don't like his offense. They don't like this. They don't like that. God dang, bro. He lost 1 game.
Right. But I think,
anyway,
to your point, Coach, I think all of that goes into his answer of is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's different is the expectation. So practice looks different when the expectation is a certain level. If you go to Colorado and you win 8 or 9 games, the fans there are happy. You had a winning season. You made a bowl game. They're happy. LSU, every year they're going to pretty much make a bowl game, but you lose 2 games before week 9, it's a problem over there. They call him for some job. Somebody needs to be benched. Why do we give him this NIL money? He sucks. That's how they're going to LSU. The expectation is championship. So everything about LSU is like that. So that's when he says, oh, it's different. You're absolutely right. Everything is different. Probably how you practice is different. Probably how you prepare for the game is different. Probably the food you eating different. Probably how you traveling is different. The expectations, everything is probably different. You're absolutely right. And they paid them however much $1 million they paid. Yeah, everything is different. Everything is different. You're absolutely right. Everything is different. No, and that's no disrespect to Colorado and Prime at all. It's just, it is what it is. The truth is the truth. It's different.
It's just what it is, bro. It's just what it is. I mean, I don't know if Chris, I don't know if you're being for real or not. Come on, Coach. You know Colorado has 2 of the best players Colorado ever seen. Good luck to Prime ever see that again. Yeah, they did. But I have to say this, and I've always been very careful with this. That's why people win, because they got good players. I will always give the players more credit than I give the coaches. Always. It's about players. It is. I mean, coaches matter. Coaching matters. I'm not saying it's one and not the other. Right? But what I'm telling you is, at the end of the day, it's always going to be players first. Well, that's the NFL. They'll fire the coach before they get rid of the quarterback.
True.
They'll fire the offensive coordinator before they get rid of the quarterback. I'm just being honest. Like, that's just what it is. Because I ain't seen a coach except Woody Hayes step on the football field and make a play. That's the only one I ever seen. Woody Hayes went out there and clotheslined that dude after the interception. And that still was after the play. But at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. And so people have to understand that. Guys, start building the queue a little bit here. 862-799-9956. Right here above our head, 862-799-9956. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I thought his comments were benign, right? Meaning, yeah, he may feel that it's better at LSU, as he probably should. But I don't think he said it in a hurtful way. I don't think he was trying to be, nasty or sarcastic or whatever. I just thought he was a young man just answering the question. You know what I'm saying? They're just answering the question. Let's be real. I mean, LSU got a history there. You got a lot going on. Last one. You're a basketball guy. Am I going too far? Duke loses in the buzzer beater to UConn.
All right, full.
Coach, hold on. Coach, was that the right play, Coach?
Before we go there,
I don't know. I'm just talking. Was that the right play, Coach?
They're going to kill me in the chat for this, Coach. They're going to kill me in the chat for this. But, oh, well.
All right.
Basketball, UConn is my team in basketball. So,
Okay.
hey, Coach, when he hit this shot, I took my shirt off. I threw it. Money fell out my pocket. I ran around. I went crazy. I'm talking about I went crazy. You got to understand, Coach, we didn't switch the pivot real quick. We got to go here with this basketball thing. Listen, Coach.
Do it.
Duke is a more talented team. Okay. In the first half, UConn was getting blown out. Why? Because UConn was kind of playing Duke's game, in my opinion. If you talk about who can guard who one-on-one a little bit more, Duke had more pro players than UConn. In the second half, UConn played gritty. Why? UConn comes from the Big East. The Big East is Northeastern basketball. So Syracuse used to be in the Big East, Louisville, Pitt, etc. That brand of basketball.
What is it called? What is it called?
The Big East.
If it's not the Big East. They still got the Big East?
Area talking about?
No. You said the Big East Conference. I'm saying they don't have that anymore in basketball, right?
No, UConn's in the Big East. Yeah.
Oh, they still had a Big East Conference in basketball.
Yeah, so the Big East had broke up a little bit, and then they had that's when they came up with the American Conference, and then like the traditional Big East schools came back and like started Big East. So within the Big East, so that style, when it comes to basketball, similar to football, depending where your location is, you know, the brand of basketball follows that. So in the Big East, that's a lot of UConn got a lot of New York players, Jersey, stuff like that. And that's like more hard-nosed, tough, physical players. So that's the Big East style. So UConn was kind of playing Duke more like finesse, ACC style of play. They was losing. They started to get physical, and they started to play like some dogs. And when that happened, Duke, unfortunately, last couple of years with this new coach, they've been folding under pressure. But I tell you, when he hit that shot, oh, I lost it. I went crazy. But to answer your question about gone too far, I said that was an instant class. It was crazy. Now, did that Boozer brother, did he make a mistake? For sure. What I think happened was
slow down. Boozer brother, that's the one that threw the ball and got batted back.
Yeah, so it's two Boozer brothers. There's the one that's going to the NBA, and then there's Caden. Caden's the shorter one. They both Miami guy. They both Miami with the Columbus High School. Caden Boozer is not as good as his brother, but he's still a solid player. So what happened was UConn was in a trap situation. UConn was down 2. They trap it. Try to get a steal if you can or whatever. So when Caden, if he's reading the defense, it's 3 people in front of him. So now he technically has numbers on the back end. What I think he did was when he caught the ball, instinctively he dribbled. He didn't expect those other 2 people to do what they did. The other 2 people in the back line, they pretty much, like you said with Keontae Scott, they took penitentiary chances. Because technically, both of them shouldn't have came up and did that. But they was like, if we don't make this play, the game may be over. So we just want to sell out. And that's what they did. So you can see when he dribbled, it's almost like he panicked, like, oh, and he tried to throw the ball over their head. They had, when they committed, they knew they was going to sell out. And so they sold out, blocked the ball, you know, and then the rest is history with that shot. I wish you would have got the clip, and I'm going to send it to you. You got to see the clip of the coach. That Hurley, he's a bug out. I'm going to tell you what he did. After the dude hit the shot.
You talking about Ball Hurley that played basketball? Not Bob
So
Hurley. What was his name?
UConn is a Hurley. So the coach is 3 Hurley. The dad is a Hurley. He was a legendary coach in New Jersey, basketball coach. His brother went to Duke, and his brother was a coach at Arizona State. He just got fired, and this Hurley has been coaching at UConn for the last however many years.
Bobby Hurley, right? That was his name, Bobby Hurley, right?
Yeah, so it's 2 brothers.
Bobby Hurley.
So what happened was,
or something.
I wish if you on another screen, could you pull up like it's this thing that's like all the angles from the shot. So if you type in Duke versus UConn, like last angles from the shot, why my man go up and like size the ref up after the shot? Like he headbutted the ref a little bit.
I saw that. He gave him the headbutt.
Yeah, he headbutted him and stepped off. Like I was like, man, this dude crazy. So I mean, I think that was just a crazy moment, man. That may go down in history as probably the 2nd greatest shot in NCAA history after the Chris Jenkins, who's from the DC area. Chris Jenkins hit the game winner for Villanova against North Carolina. I can't think of another shot. Even Kristen Layton's shot, all that was crazy, but I can't think of another shot that was crazy like that. Or a sequence.
So quick question. The kid that shot it, the last, I'm trying to see who that was that shot it.
Oh, he Mullins.
Is he a
No, he's a 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
he's a 3-point shooter, but he ain't make no threes basically this whole tournament. He been ice cold. So that was, I think, his first 3 he made at a game was something from half court, damn it. So it was crazy, man. My friend, right, one of my frat bros, right, he a Duke fan.
Oh, good.
He a Duke fan, but he kicked me out the chat. But he kicked me out the chat.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, this
we try to keep the sound off of it.
Boom. See, reaction. He reacted right there, and then he got nervous. Boom, hit the shot. I want to see if this is the one where they show Hurley.
This one with the coach.
I gotta scoot it up a little bit because they're gonna show everything.
What Hurley is this? This Bobby Hurley? No,
I think that's Danish. Don't get me started. I'm an alpha fraternity corporate. Look at him. This the one. Gamma Sigma chapter, Delaware State University. Watch this. Watch how you headbutt the watch how you headbutt the ref, bro. This two gangster right here. Watch this. This could have been a tech. Like, what's wrong?
Bro, what is wrong with this dude?
Bro, you crazy. Bro, that could have been a tech. Imagine that's a tech and Duke get 2 free throws and they could have won the game.
You
Bro, that's a
serious,
crazy
bro?
shot right there, bro. And then it's one, if you zoom up, they're going to show, I think his mother was in the crowd cursing up a storm, bro. She couldn't believe it. Go up. No, it's not this one. Fast forward it. See, he panicked right there, coach. That's what that was. He didn't know they was going to sell out the way they did. Not that one. It's further. It's like they showing the crowd. It's going to be a clip where they just showing the crowd. They're going to show the Duke crowd. They're going to show Carlos Boozer. And then they're going to pan to UConn. And then watch his mother just start cursing crazy. She couldn't believe what she just saw, man. I ain't
What
gonna
is
lie,
Boozer's son?
that's a devastating way to lose. Right there, it's that one. Watch this. Watch when they go to his mother. Watch he start cursing crazy.
Look, tell me Boozer don't look like a fake Joe Budden, dog.
Nah, he do.
He like a Timu Joe Budden.
Watch his mother start cursing right here. Watch the old white lady. Watch.
Right here?
Yeah.
Holy.
She's gonna have a heart attack.
Look at these ladies crying. I'm telling you, dog, sports. Look at this dude. Shout out to my dude back here, man.
That's his father right there. That's the other Hurley. That's the OG Hurley right there. Legendary coach in Jersey. See, coach, you see how I said they sold out right there? Go back and rewind that part a little bit.
Right here.
They sold out. They not supposed to do that. That was a straight up sellout. They sold out and pretty much said, if it get over our head, game is over. But we gotta make a play. That was one of those moments.
Look at this dude. Look at this dude. But watch how his whole demeanor changed, bro. Watch his demeanor change. Watch it. Oh, they ain't gonna go back.
That
Boo on the cameraman. Let's see if they show it right here.
Nah, I think this.
So if the game is over, they call it set. They get 2 free shots. Then is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm saying. So if the ref because the game wasn't over, it was still 0.4 seconds left. So if, let's say if the ref wanted to be petty and say he hit me, headbutted me, the ref could have called a tech, and Duke would have got 2 free throws. And if they hit 2 free throws, they would have been up 1. So I think that was kind of stupid for him to do that, but because they didn't call it tech, this is probably one of the most gangsters moments in college basketball.
Listen, I don't know this because I'm just seeing it. Look at this.
That's a tech, bro. You can't do that.
Well, this is what I'm gonna need. Can I tell you this?
What?
I'm gonna need the talking heads out here. I'm gonna need the talking heads to bring the hold up. Let me get my dog back on the screen. Hold up. I'm gonna need the talking heads to bring that same energy. I need them to bring that same energy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need that same energy. And they may have. I don't know. This is all new to me. You bringing something new.
That's what I need Cristobal to do this year. Head by the ref, man. I'm sick of this, coach. You need to head by the ref. But if you get that could be the ref could have. I'm telling you, the ref could have gave him a tech. If the ref wanted to, the ref could have gave him a tech. I'm telling you, the ref could have gave him a tech. I'm glad that ref kept his composure and didn't do that, but he can't do that no more. Because that would have been a worse. Imagine you hit that shot and you lose.
He said the clock expired like
Not
before
the clock,
15, 20 seconds.
The clock didn't expire. It was still 0.3 seconds. Duke still got the ball back after that. The game wasn't over. Duke still got the ball back. What it do, bro? What's up with you? Shout out to my bro.
You right. Look, that ball is in the net. Look, that ball is in the net and through. It's 0.3 on the clock. So like you say, 0.4 if you break it down.
Now they added a second, a little, a tenth of a second back.
I mean, if they really just, if they really just wanted to. But God, Lee, bro. Woo.
I mean,
I know one thing. If that ref would have called that tech, he would have never coached again. I mean, he would never refereed again, though.
Ever.
Now, that I could tell you. Ever. But, man, let's get this thing shaking, man. We got the phone number, 862-799-9956. Appreciate you. You already got some folks on the line back here. Bringing it in, man, right now. Like I said, Jamel, appreciate you coming through, man, as well. I got my man Shaka, who's been in the comments over here. Shaka, talk to him, man. What's your thoughts on these topics up here on the screen?
What's going on, Coach? What's up, Jamel? Everybody good? Everybody good?
We good. Talk to us. What's up with you?
Where we starting at, Coach? When you say what you talking about, the Huff situation, the coach, or
whatever,
where we at?
Whatever on your mind, whatever you got to talk about first. It don't matter to me.
We can go through a few things, Coach. I do have, aside from what's up here on the screen, I got something to throw a little 2 cents at, man. The last show, and you can let me know if Street is anywhere in the vicinity. I wanted to touch base on what Street was talking about, his question to Mario. I know it was a little bit of an issue. Y'all had a little segment where Street was saying, I know you said you felt like Mario could have lightened up a little bit and not been so PC. I had a little 2 cents about that scenario.
Well, let's talk about that in the Discord. Do me a favor. Let's talk about that in the Discord when we jump off.
Okay, fair enough, Coach. All right, that's cool. As far as the Coach Huff, I think he a little out of touch, man. I mean, I got mixed feelings on that one. I'm with you. I think players do need to be focused, and I think it's a time and place for everything. Like, because as a player, you can miss out on some very valuable information listening to music and not being focused. At the same time, as a player, it does get you crunk to a certain extent, and you play with a certain energy when music is playing. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of down the middle with that. I think it's a time and place. Just depends on how you do it with the music. You definitely don't want to get in the way of coaches getting across what they need to get across to players. But at the same time, from the player side, it definitely energizes you as a player. So I think it's just, finding the appropriate situations as far as the music. Kiffin, to me, is a clown. Great OC and all that. Great offensive mind, but he's a jokester to me, man. Everything is like, as far as the whole thing with what's the rapper, the kid, Tusi, I don't think he gives a damn if Tusi gets cut. It doesn't affect LSU. Any attention to Lane is good attention. He don't care, man. It's just a show. He won't be around much longer. It is what I don't get too caught up in that. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Tusi, whatever. Nobody even know who the hell is a Tusi. Nobody knows who Tusi. Now, Jordan Seaton, I got no personal problem with Jordan Seaton, man. The man transferred to LSU. All the best to that kid. I seen some people in here like he ain't have the heart to go to the U. I don't get caught up in that, man. I'm saying? The kid doing his thing, man. He went to LSU. It is what it is. All the best to that kid. If we happen to match up with them boys, I think we'll dominate them. So I don't really care either way. In my opinion, your boy from, I'm forgetting now, Big Jackson Cantwell, to me, is a bigger get and got more eligibility, and we got him for a longer period of time. So I don't really care if Jordan Seaton came here or not at the end of the day, man. All the best to that kid. Mm-hmm. As far, I don't know what you're going too far moment is up here, Coach.
Oh, that was the basketball. We're just talking about it. We're just talking about it.
Oh, the basketball? Yeah, I feel you, Jamel. I guess technically they could have called the tech on that, but I don't think they would, man. You don't take away a moment like that with a tech for that. I think he just let that go. But they could have. He could have.
A lot, dog. You headbutt the referee though. I might get like you walk
up on. I don't know
if
it was a headbutt, Coach. I think that's a little exaggerated. I don't know if he headbutted him.
Well, I say it like this. To your point. Hold on. I know I was a little extra, right? That was my love in basketball moment. But real quick, I will say this. Depending on what the ref said, the ref probably said, boy, that's a bad movie. Because I mean, I've had those moments with referees where you're like, damn, coach, that was a nice touchdown. And you be like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe it was a joyous moment, and the dude was like, yeah, I don't know. It all depends on the context of the conversation. That's why I always say context matters. Context matters, not just the clip, not just the sound bite, not just a picture. You got to understand the context. because he looked like he was
Right.
mad. Like if I took a picture, the still shot of that looks like he was upset, which he clearly wasn't. You know what I mean? But as you see the moment, it's almost like one of them, like you smile, you're like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? I get it. You in the moment. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I see somebody who that Ebro in the chat saying I don't care. I know I care about a whole lot, Ebro. I just I don't know, certain things I don't get too uptight about, man.
Cool. When you gonna bring up the other
it's a
clown
game
and
at the end
Jeremiah
of the
Smith
day.
issue?
The game at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You gotta let people. It's an emotional game. It's an emotional game. So sometimes you gotta let people, get this stuff off, man.
No, 100%.
Within reason.
100%.
That's what I
Real
say.
quick, Chris Brown says, Coach, you need to bring up that other clown and the other clown and Jeremiah Smith issue. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that means, Chris.
That's what I say back to you, though, Shaq. Even though I agree, sports is a very emotional game. Sometimes refs have egos, though. And we've seen games be decided in just across all types of sports because a ref has an ego, where a ref might be, tender calling texts he maybe shouldn't call, or flagrants he shouldn't call, or sometimes, the game is passionate. Let's say something happened and the coach is passionate and talking about it. The ref is quick to give a tech because I don't want you talking to me like that. So it's still dicey when it comes to referees, though, because since it's such a passionate, game, and they have.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Agreed. Like to your earlier point, I'm just glad that particular ref didn't get caught up in what you just said and take the game back away from them, because it was a great play, man. I just feel like a play like that you don't eliminate, but you just let a play like that stand for. I mean, now if they would have took that 0.3 of a second and made another miracle play, then so be it. But outside of that, I don't think you take away a play like that by letting somebody get to the free throw line. In my opinion, you let a play like that stand. It's a great moment for the game, and in my opinion, you just let that go, man. It is what it is. That's just my personal opinion. It is what it is. Somebody might have a different one. That's cool.
Because okay. I'll just tell you about me. And I don't even know if I should tell y'all this story or not. Did I tell y'all this story? Did I tell y'all this story?
What story? What story?
So between me and Real, I'll do it. So I was at a game one time, dog, and the referee was trying me. I was new to the area, and they kept just going at me, right? I don't coach no more, so I anyway, they going at me. I'm like, man, hey, just rough the game, bro. They wouldn't stop. Man, you from Miami, man. We don't play that right here. Blah, blah, blah. So they machine gun killing me with the flash, dog. They throwing them up. Rah, 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 rah. I'm like, bro, I'm almost 100 yards in penalty. So anyway, long story short, at the end of the game, dog, the game over. So now you know how you go shake hands with the team. When it's over, I go over there and holler at them. I say, hey, man, white hat, call all your boys over here, man. I need to holler at y'all, man. I call I call them all over, and we start talking. Bro, I had to get them boy them hands, and I gave him I got a picture of it, dog. I put one of them to sleep, and the white hat, he was trying to jump in. I was finna give him one too. You know what I'm saying? But Buddy right there, I put, hey, Buddy right there, he was asleep. That boy, I heard that boy say, "Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go." That's all I heard. And then the white hat, he said, "Man, how you?" But anyway, the crib came up at me, man. I had to get that boy one, Jamel. I mean, it is what it is. But
And you had the do-rag
You got that one here, though.
You had the do-rag on, stomach fat out.
Bro, that they call it that one hit. That one hit.
Brown said that's AI. E. Brown said that's AI.
No, for real though, I ain't had no choice, bro. They kept that dog. They taxing me, dog. They give me the work with the yellow flag, bro. Matter of fact, buddy,
You had them black Air Force Ones?
hey, buddy, I put to sleep. I took his flag. Look, I took his flag.
I think I'm going with E. Brown, man. That picture I don't know, Coach.
Buddy, hold up. Let me tell you something, bro. I took Buddy flag. I don't play the game. I took his flag. I put him straight. Hey, night. You know what I told that boy? Night.
What punch you hit him with?
He was a little bit too sweet, Coach.
What you hit him with? What combo you hit him with, Coach?
No, I can't. Listen, I came from Key West with that left hook. Yeah.
You threw that thing in the parking lot.
No, straight up. Huh?
That's what they call you, parking lot Hayes. You threw that left hook from the parking lot.
Bro, straight up. Look, I tell you like hold up, man. I'm all over the place. I tell you like I tell everybody else.
Hey, T.O. is on your line.
Huh?
Look at T.O.'s comment. He cut up.
Oh, hey, he said, how you fight with your knuckles and crack out? It wasn't out till I threw that first one. It was so much power behind it, everything got loose. See, look.
Coach, what level you was coaching when this happened? What this was? This is a high school?
Yeah,
high school game?
Yeah. Bro, look right here, E. Brown. He said, why you got the referee? That ain't a referee shirt. That's a hoodie to our team, dog. What you talking about?
So hold on, Coach. What kind of discipline they ended up giving you for doing this, man?
Nothing.
Let me know.
They saw that left hook. They ain't want none either. They were like they ain't seen.
No, I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about like after the fact, like as far as like I don't know whether it was the Florida high school athletic people or I don't know who.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What?
Man, that's chat.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Man, that's chat GPT, man. Don't believe that. I mean,
no, dog. I'm trying to tell you, the high school people, they didn't give me nothing. Because they were like, boy, look what he did to the ref. I don't want nothing. You want some of that too? No.
Hey, you want some of that too, old man?
No.
No.
Just saying, dog.
They say Coach
see,
punch.
I'll be worried about it. Look at. See, this is a perfect example of people not paying attention. We talking about how good these hands are, and look at Cuban King. Damn, Coach, you that big? Man, why you pocket watching me, dog? You better worry about that left hook. You know what I'm saying? God dang, dog. I'm out here putting cats to sleep. I'm being vulnerable right now, telling you my story, and you want to body shame me, bro.
Coach A say you got that day quill and that night quill. Sure that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and I was straight off that. I was straight off the Do the Right Thing movie. Love, hate,
yeah.
Ain't that work?
I love it.
Radio right.
Chris Brown say you need to stop. Listen, I tried, Chris. I'm dead serious. I tried to tell them refs. I said, man, y'all chill, man. Y'all don't want this. You like what?
So, in terms of Dan Hurley, how did we get here, Coach? Ain't nobody punch nobody. So how did we get here?
What you talking about?
We was talking about Dan Hurley going forehead to forehead, and next thing I know, you pulled up a picture where you got somebody sleep.
Oh, because we talking about the interaction between coaches and refs. That's why I was just telling my story. I was just talking about the interaction between coaches and refs.
They say coach out there like butterbean. Man, they giving you the word in the check.
You want to see my knuckles up close? You want to see my knuckles up close, dog? God, bro.
They got stars on it.
It be what they say. It be your own people sometimes. Look at this coach out there like butterbean. Yeah. You know what's so funny? Ain't one person said, "Coach, I can appreciate your work, Coach." No, y'all want to body shame, Coach. Let me see your knuckles, Coach. Y'all let Stephen A. Smith ride. Why I can't ride?
I'm with you, Coach. That's probably why they ain't got you up there in the press box for the Udo. You talking about you want to be in the you want to be the eye in the sky. They ain't gonna let you do that after they see that, Coach.
That's the safest place for me. But listen, that's the safest place for me. Up there. You know what I'm saying?
On the 400 section.
Hey, for real, I get to do that work though. But you know, it is what it is sometimes, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's that. I remember LeGarrette Blunt.
But yeah, he slapped. He gave boy that. What was it, Boise State they was playing?
Yeah.
I think so.
He gave boy.
And you know what's crazy? I saw something like that happen in real life before, right? So when I was playing, I had a basketball game, and I had one teammate who he just talked reckless, like he just talked crazy, and so it's a game we losing, and so one of my teammates at the free throw line, I ain't gonna say no names, hit the free throw line, shoot a free throw. Dude say just keep talking crazy. He said, all right, we're gonna see. Boom. So we go to shake hands with the opponent after the game. So, of course, when you shake hands, you come back around. So literally, I'm behind the one teammate. So as we come back around, the teammate, like the guy who said, I'm gonna say something to you after the game, he said, what was all that you were saying? And I went to grab him. Oh, he threw a right hook. Man, knocked my old, so it was a teammate, knocked the other teammate out, slam on the court, like after the game, like knocked him out. Like probably by half court, knock him out. Boom! He knocked him out cold. It was bad because his grandmother was there too. So if you can't get knocked out in front of your grandmother, you gotta go for broke. That can't happen. So he got knocked out, and literally he got up, and he didn't know what happened. He was like, "Man, what happened?" So everybody kind of like quiet. My coach trying to tell people don't say nothing. So probably for about 10 minutes, he just keep asking everybody what happened. He like, man, why my face hurt? He knocked the memory out of him. So finally, one of my teammates was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you just got knocked out. And it was bad because he couldn't remember for probably about 30 minutes. I'm talking about he didn't even, when him and his grandmother driving off outside, he done rolled the window down like, is anybody gonna tell me what happened? I promise you I'm not lying. This really happened in real life. Like I really saw my teammate get knocked out by another teammate at half court after the game. And I'm talking, it was quick too. It was quick. He got bags in front of his grandmother.
Basketball boy be losing their temper quick. The basketball boy lose their temper quick. Real quick, man. I'm gonna show you the LSU. Bro, look at this one-handed catch, dog. They said it's a freshman.
Well,
Top player in Louisiana.
That's Tusi?
Nah. Tusi all the way in the back by the ladder back there, all the way in the back. He making sure the ladder still stuck to the wall. What's this? Bro, look at that.
Tusi better get some water.
Yeah, watch this. Flipped on the ball. And here go the stank part. He got on number 86, dog. Look at that stank number. Tusi got a better number than him. 89 is way better than 86, dog. Straight up. Look at that. That's what they said.
They got some receivers in Louisiana. I know he's from over there.
Holy ish, LSU signed the number one wide receiver out of Louisiana this offseason. What an insane one-handed catch. Jabari Mack is a prop.
Louisiana, I know South Florida got some receivers, but Louisiana, they got them too. Louisiana got some. They got some receivers. They produce some receivers. They got it.
I had to cut my Twitter feed off. God almighty. Of a workshop, boy. A lot of mercy. But no, man, for real. Like, I don't know. Man, what y'all think LSU gonna do this year? Matter of fact, let's look at their schedules since we talking about them.
Yeah, they're in the SEC.
LSU 2026 Tigers start off with Clemson. Win or loss?
Is that LSU? That's a win.
At LSU. Win. Second game of the season. Dun, 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 at Ole Miss.
LSU gonna win. Well,
Texas A&M.
I really want to see LSU game one to let you really know because they got Chambers over there and he Houdini, but I think LSU should win. At Texas A&M? You say it's at Texas A&M?
No, I'm sorry.
I got Texas
A&M.
At LSU.
Is that LSU? I'm sorry.
How they play Texas A&M at LSU 2 straight years?
I don't know. Maybe they.
Well,
no. Yeah.
Texas A&M.
No, it's at LSU. It's a home game for them.
I got LSU.
McNeese State.
Didn't LSU lose that quarterback, coach?
Huh?
Didn't they lose their quarterback? He graduated, right? Or he went to the league or something, right?
They got Lovett, though. They got Sam Lovett.
Oh, yeah, they get. Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about Lovett. Okay.
McNeese. They should win.
And I think that that DB that they got that we wanted at Miami, he gonna be a player. Not Booker Pickett cousin, DJ Pickett. He going to sophomore year, 6'5" DB. I don't know.
McNeese, they should win. Kentucky at Kentucky. Who the coach of Kentucky now? They fired Stoops. Who the new coach?
Coach Hayes.
I don't think Lovett on a Mensa level. I like who was anything but everything. 8-4. I said 8-4. 8-4, 9-3. Somewhere in that range. I can see that.
All right. Mississippi State.
They're gonna win that game.
At Auburn.
That's a trap game.
Auburn got that.
Alabama
Auburn got that.
I can see Auburn.
Alabama.
Where is it at?
There. Death Valley.
I don't know because Alabama lost 2 of their top receivers. I don't know. Did they get any more? Did anybody know if they got any more receivers?
What up, Doug City?
You said they got who?
Texas.
They losing to Texas. They're not beating Texas. That's gonna be a good game though. I think they're gonna get up for that game, but
at Tennessee.
I don't think they with that schedule. I don't think they win 9, coach.
Yeah, they might go 8-4. It might go 8-4.
And last game is at Arkansas. Who the coach of Arkansas now? Sorry, Sam Pittman. I can't.
They probably go 8-4. I don't know the mixed match, but that's a tough slating right there. They probably go 8-4, 9-3.
All right. ONT say Fola. Okay, we got Bishop in the building. All right, Bishop, we're gonna be the last call. We're gonna take this thing over to the Discord, man. Bishop, talk to us.
Yeah, what's good? What's the gumbo is, bro?
Hey, listen, I got this new hot sauce, Bishop. You know what it's called?
What?
It's called Left Hand Knockout. Let me tell you something. That thing's sweet and spicy. Bishop.
For sure.
Hey, it's sweet. Hey, as you see it coming, it's sweet. But boy, when that thing hits you, it's spicy, boy. It's called Left Hand Knockout. Yes, sir.
Oh, I have to. Yeah, we might need. We now need to get that in a gumbo or jambalaya or some dirty rice.
I pass it out for free all the time.
Oh,
real quick.
Hey, when you getting that good YouTube money, you can tell all your gangster stories when you getting that YouTube money, boy. Hey, we ain't getting no YouTube money, so
let's set it up, man. You and Jake Paul. Okay, Coach, we got you with Jake Paul, man.
Hey,
let's set it up. You Jake Paul, 100 million.
Say again?
You versus Jake Paul, 100 million. Let's set it up.
Oh, that ain't nothing. I'll take the dive. I'll let him live. I'll take the dive. I ain't got to win. For 100 million, you call me a loser. I'm done. For 100 million? For 100 million? No. Hey, we all been knocked out for less. For 100 million?
No. Hey, Coach Hayes, and how do you feel after being knocked out by Jake Paul?
I feel rich. No, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, hey, whatever's clever.
So how you feeling?
So what's good?
Hey, I'm feeling a little heavy. My pocket's feeling heavy. Whew. Y'all better stop.
Oh my goodness.
For 100 million, you wouldn't fight a dude and take an L for 100 million?
Man, hey,
It's probably one person in the stadium who got trained for them. Mike Tyson.
Hey, I give him a good 5 minutes, and by that time, hey, whatever happened, happened.
Bro, 5 minutes? No, 100 million. Sign on the dotted line. Knock me out.
Hey, you see what happened?
I'll be like my man. Hey, I'll be my man knocked out like this, still punching.
No, don't do that. Hey, that 100 million ain't gonna help you do that. Don't be like
what?
When Mike Tyson fought the big Russian white dude. You know the Russian white dude would come out the corner. He said he broke my face. He said, "No, I'm done." Don't be like him. He said, "I'm done." His trainer said, "You gotta keep fighting." He said, "No, no, things hurt." He said, "No."
Listen,
don't be like him, Cody.
So you like him. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm gonna be like. I'm all for this. I'm gonna show you what the entertainment is. I'm all for the entertainment value of this. Watch this. This is me right here. Straight winner, baby. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Hey.
And it's that type of fight. Simon gets clipped with a left hook. And Simon counts up to 5 and 6 and they're going to make 8, 10. Simon knocked out with a left hook. And he's hurt. Right hand catches him on the ear, and then it's the left hook.
Listen, you can, clean shot to the dome, baby. Matter of fact, you can hit me just like Zab Judah got hit. Y'all remember that?
Never play with matches.
Yeah.
You never play with matches.
My fault, bitch. My fault for interrupting you. What was you saying, bro? My fault. I apologize.
Oh, you good. You're good. Hey, I'm used to this gumbo.
That's real.
Hey, it's all gravy. So, hey, what's good? What were you saying about LSU? LSU?
I was just asking the record, and I was asking, we basically were just talking. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. I think this is it right here. Hold on. This is.
He got knocked.
Yeah, this is it right here. Hold up.
Yo, you talking about what's his name?
Listen, bro, we probably not. Listen, we done got demonetized tonight. It's all good. We having a good time. But let me show you something.
Matches. You talking about that one, Coach?
This could be me right here. You ready? That's me right there. And that's Jake Paul with the black shorts on. Watch this.
4 fights ago, he got knocked out the most I ever seen somebody ever knocked out in the history of knocked out ofness. He was knocked out so hard he didn't even know he was knocked out. He was on the ground. He got up and said something to the ref like, "Don't ever play with matches," nigga, and fell. Nigga fell back out. "Don't ever play with matches." Nigga. That is knocked out for your ass right there.
Range against Zab Judah. Range changes all the time, Steve. You have to come forward and work. And this round was Cost Jesus clearly evening things up. And ending strong. Down he goes. A right hand, he's in trouble. He's a real trouble.
Yes, Coach. You get that camera, you're supposed to take a little break sometimes.
You know what I'm going to say? Hold up, but you know what I'm going to say? Watch this. I'm going to show you what I'm going to say. Watch this. This is the remix. Watch what I'm going to say. Watch this.
You have to come forward and work. And this round was Cost Jesus clearly evening things up. And ending strong. There he goes. A right hand, he's in trouble. He's in real trouble. It's over. JD stops the fight in the second round, and it's over soon.
You mean what do you mean you didn't subscribe? That's me right there.
Hey, Coach Hayes. Coach Hayes.
Yeah.
Poor little Timmy.
That's just what I'll be. With
I tried my best, Coach.
I'll be rich, little Timmy. And I did my best, Coach. 100 million? I'll be rich, little Timmy, not poor little Timmy. I'll be rich, little Timmy.
Well, and that money would be so secure. I'd be done bought a car before I even get the money because I know I'm about to get the money. True. $100 million.
Give me a minivan. Not me. Yeah. That's it. But no, Bishop, we were talking about LSU, man. What we were talking about.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the whole thing or whatever. Do you think they'll be good this year?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be good this year?
They'll be decent. It just takes a lot to pull everything together. But if nothing else, I know that the SEC is different, bro. You know, and I know.
It just means more.
And no, that is the saying. But no, remember Sankey went to 9 games without loosen off of that second bye. So we got to go 8 games straight. Off of what you just read, they got to go 8 games straight without another bye.
I'm gonna say this to you. I might be wrong as the day is long.
Go ahead.
But even with Brian Kelly, let's just say minus this year, they fired him. But Brian Kelly's worst year was 9-4. I'm just saying, his worst year was 9-4. And,
you know what?
And there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of talent there.
Yeah.
And we've seen Kiffin do, I hate to say it, but we've seen him do more with less.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just be honest.
And he's familiar with the conference. It's not like he's new to SEC and he don't know who these people are.
He stayed in the SEC.
Right.
Coach, what's your example of him doing more with less?
Ole Miss?
Ole Miss?
Last year? You counting last season?
I'm counting Ole Miss in
season before and last year.
Last 2 seasons.
I can't give him credit completely for last season, but I feel you.
You said you can't give him credit
last year, but I feel you.
Not only that, he went with a quarterback, an unknown quarterback, and that quarterback, everybody passed over him. That's crazy.
Coach him in the playoffs last year.
That kid,
even outside one game.
He came to our house and he put in work. He was throwing dimes everywhere.
Bro, he was 11-1 last year before he left for the playoffs. He was 11-1. Why can't you give him?
I see. 11-1. I see.
I mean, you just don't like the dude, and I get it. I understand.
Trust me. No, I'm with you on that, but I just have to just think about that.
I'm a hater.
To leave 11-1 and have to be pressed to where you got to go take another job, and you know you don't brought this team to 11-1. That's unreal.
Bro, he's 55-19 at Ole Miss, a 74% winning percentage.
That's unreal.
And how many losses in the last 3 years? Or the last 3 years is probably, the percentage even higher.
The last 3 years, he is 32-6.
See? So most of his losses was the first couple seasons.
That's crazy, bro.
So
his worst season was 22, 8-5. He was 8-5. His first season there, he was 5-5. His second season, 10-3. 22, he was 8-5. Then 11-2, 10-3, 11-1, and then he didn't go in the playoffs. So.
But just think though, he doesn't have the type of players he got at LSU. It's going to be real interesting because he definitely got more talent at his fingertips this time.
I'm just interested to see.
They got a jail.
I'm not a fan of his.
He got a jail, but you know what? The bottom line is when you went through that deal, does he play Bama?
Yep.
Yeah, they play Bama.
They play Bama coming up.
They play Tennessee. They got.
I don't know.
I'm not a fan of him, but
see, the key is
he could win a natty at LSU if things go the right way. I could see him possibly winning a national title at LSU.
He could.
He got the recruiting base from Louisiana.
Within 2 to 3 years, Yeah, I can see that.
Could.
Yeah, he could.
I don't know if he will, but he could though. He could.
But here's the thing about it is that, man, it's just, man, dude, when I tell you, it ain't no joke going through that gauntlet. And sheesh.
He'd be all right.
Hey.
Matter of fact, okay, hold on. Let's look at it. Last year, did they play Alabama last year? No.
Yeah.
They play Alabama every year, I think, for the most part.
I'm talking about the Ole Miss. I'm talking about
Ole Miss.
Oh,
no.
Ole Miss.
Uh-uh.
I don't. Ugh. I thought you were talking about LSU, because I know.
I don't know, bro.
I know Ole Miss played us. Who did?
Maybe I'm a Kiffin homer, dog.
Huh?
I wouldn't be shocked if he did it next year.
Nah.
Or at least go late in the playoff.
Year, but,
I would not be shocked.
All right, now you're doing too much,
No,
Coach
I'm not.
Hayes.
No, I'm not.
You
Because
better
here's
leave
no,
that-
I'm not. No, because I'm gonna tell you why. He's got players that have, Sam Levitt been around. They got 40 million. And so that was being reported. I don't know that to be factual.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this is not the old way you had to build it up. You can literally change your roster
Coach Hayes,
overnight.
Quick question, Coach Hayes. I don't know LSU's roster the way I know ours, but correct me if I'm wrong. Off the top of my head, they lost a good bit of talent this year. Because I believe that number 40, for example, that linebacker, that was their best linebacker, probably their best defender. He's gone.
Will Perkins?
I know they got Levitt, but I'm not. In my opinion, Levitt ain't on a Mensa level. He's solid, but I don't put him up there with a Mensa. They should be tough, but I don't think it comes together where you're talking about this particular year. But in the next couple of years, I could see what you're talking about. If he can win 11 games at Mississippi, he could definitely do something similar at LSU at some point.
Got a question for you, Shop.
I will say this: he's good for 8 or 9 wins, possibly 10 tops.
I got a question.
I don't know. See, when you go through the SEC, you got to have some. You got to be able to have a team that can. Does he have enough competitive depth to get through? You feel me?
At 40 million, you better.
But this is the thing. You go to thing though, Coach. This is my question in the Shop. Do you think that Sam Levitt is a top 10 quarterback in college football? Top 10.
Coming into the season,
probably. Coming into the season,
I would probably say yes, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time it plays out, he's outside the top 10. That's my personal.
The last we saw of him, he went to the
season. I can't argue with he probably is, but I don't think he'll end the season in that range though.
Well, if you top 10,
here's the thing: is
you have
the defense?
Yeah, they're gonna have players.
If you top 10, you have a chance.
Let y'all go, man. I know
we're gonna jump off here. We're gonna jump off here and jump in the Discord in a minute. So we'll be
I'm gonna be in the Discord in a minute.
All right.
Cool. Hey, one last question for y'all though, but just real quick to my earlier question: Am I wrong, or did LSU in fact lose a lot of their returning talent this coming year?
They did.
They
did, especially on defense. On defense, they're gonna have to circle the wagons for real. Because you can't, everybody talks a good game, but you got to be able to build that depth. Because understand, when players start getting hurt, that's when you start finding out if you're able to develop your kids, and it's too quick for them to try to get everybody to gel. You barely can get the first and second string to gel. To try to get third and fourth, it's going to be a hard task in the first year. Too much learning.
So hold on, we saying that? I don't make sure I'm looking at this right. I pulled it up real quick. They're saying that on offense, Harlem Berry, running back, Caden Durham, running back, Trey Green, tight end, Weston Davis O-line, and Braylon Moore O-line. Is that who left?
Yeah. No, he's still there. All of those are still there.
Right. So they got 5 return on offense and 4 on defense. Whit Weeks, the linebacker. Devon Keys, the linebacker. DeMarcus Cooley, DB, and PJ Woodland. So far as starters.
Right. It was used to be 2 weeks. Well, only 1 week is left now. The brother is graduated.
That's not enough returning talent to do what you talking about, Coach.
No.
They ain't ready to go for no natty this year.
No, I ain't said they could win it. I said I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't
With
say they
9
would win
starters,
it. I didn't say they would win it.
Maybe you didn't say that. But.
Listen, I didn't say they would win it. I said, no, you good. I didn't say they would win it. I said I wouldn't be shocked. But what I wouldn't be shocked they in the playoffs though.
With 9 starters,
that's what I'm going to ask you next is, do you think they make the playoffs?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay, now hold up now. Now, Coach Hayes, remember what we talked about. You already know that. Notre Dame got 1 position.
Right.
The 2 FC schools going to get another. That's 3 of the playoff spots that's gone. As long as Notre Dame falls in the top 12. And we looked at their schedule, and boy, that's a guarantee.
That's no trash.
But the
Coach,
NCAA,
that's 13 starters they got to replace between both sides of the ball.
Yeah, the NCAA did that craziness. And so that's why I said I think this year, I don't know. I don't know if the Big Ten is going to win it this year. I really think that right now you guys are in the lead because of what you return back.
Hey, man.
That's just me. But I know a lot of people say, oh, Ohio State, this, that, and the third. I'm like, look, man, this is all about being able to retain as much as you can and being able to add pieces to where now you're a step ahead.
My brother, that last comment you just made, you're referring to the University of Miami when you just said that?
Yeah, I sure was.
You an intelligent man, my brother, because the University of Miami got the most. We got the most talented returning team in America. You heard it here first. I don't know if I said it first. I'm saying it second or third or fourth.
I said the second is the Oklahoma Sooners, and you know what time it is. But that's why I say, hey, you can't win in the springtime. It's all good. The bottom line is we still got to get through. But hey, I love whenever, put it like this, Nagy's told everybody he returned 80 players. 80 players. He got paid before we went into the portal. That's real deal, bro.
I really respect your point of view, brother. We do got to show up. We still got to show up, but I genuinely feel like we got the best team coming back in college football, man. Real deal.
Hey,
nah,
and then you got my Pete Smithson. Oh, I'm like, hey, ain't this something? Just keep getting that some love up there, boy. Mrs. the Jones, boy. He's the truth.
All right, real quick. I need to do this because I want to show y'all something. A lot of people have been asking, Cole, how do I get on the Discord? Real quick, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, do that so they can get it.
I want to show you real quick. I think it was Staples that just asked. Oh, this thing moving fast. Okay, here we go. All right, let me put this on the screen.
Hey, I'm gonna catch up with you. Let me go get something done so I can be in the Discord, my brother.
All right, let's go. Cool. All right, I'm gonna put this on the stage right quick so y'all can see it. You click that link she just put down there, and then you can open the app. For example, I already got the app open. You want to go back? Let me go back here. You're gonna see it in here. You click this server. Oh shoot! Hold on. I gotta share a different window. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me share this. Let me do a window. So I'm gonna click this link. I probably hope I don't show y'all too much. Let me see here. I gotta show y'all the back end of this thing. Here we go. Lot of mercy. Boy, you got to learn on the run, Jamel.
You do.
All right, the entire screen. Let me do this. I'm going to show y'all this other screen here. All right, hold on. Let me click this link. All right. So now you click that link. You click the link, it'll bring you here. You can click open. I'm on the computer, so it should be very similar. You can go up here to the football server at the top up here. See where the mouse moving? You can click that and then go to server settings. And if you're a member already on YouTube, you want to go right here to integrations, apps, where it says integrations. You're going to click integrations, and then you're going to connect your YouTube. It'll say YouTube. You can click that. I can't do it because I'm already connected. And then you click that if you're already a member on there. It'll let you in the backside. Pause, I guess. Right way to say that. All right. So hopefully that works. If not, just come on, click that anyway. We'll be on the front side in there anyway, just to get it working. I know sometimes it's hard to get it in. But anyway, we about to get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody in here in the building tonight. I tell you, we won't be here long. I said an hour and a half. I'm getting better. We had an hour and 51 minutes. We're going to go over here to the after party. We're going to finish chopping it up, talking trash. And like I said, in the offseason, we're going to do more. We're going to look at our opponents. We're going to break down guys, talk film. We can put stuff up. We can talk freely. We don't have to worry about getting copyright. So we can do it on the back end. So I appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody that's stopping through. LMV is always a producer. Anything is everything. Ain't about nothing. And like I said, with all that being said, I'm going to take you out, Jamil. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. As always, hold tight in the back for me. And let me bring this up. Got this going. Anyway, thank y'all. Appreciate it. Tomorrow we're going to talk Canes because Wednesday I got an event to go to. So tomorrow we're going to talk some Canes football. Wednesday, I got to go to court for that dude I knocked out with that left hand. Coach don't play that. They call me Swifty sometimes. Real quick with it. But anyhow, appreciate y'all. We out of here. Peace. And who over here want to mess with Hollywood Cole? Oh, you got your t-shirt? Hold on, you got a t-shirt? Send me a picture of it, dog. CoachHaysFootball@gmail.com. Appreciate you. And now we up out of here. Peace.